What's poppin', guys, and welcome back to The Walking Dead. What if Morgan stayed with Rick? And this is the finale of the series, so let's wrap it up, everybody. And the next series is going to be What If Shane Killed Rick? But let's just get into this one. We see Eastman, who hasn't turned yet, because it takes like 2 days. And Eastman sees that if he just stays here and dies like a coward, just thinking about his old life that can't come back to him, nothing's gonna change. He's just gonna die like everybody else he knew did. And he knows the Reapers are bad people, so he wants to help the group out. So he gets up with the strength he has left in him, and he starts walking to Alexandria. And he would go, and he just pulls it off, barely, as he has to go through many walkers. And when he gets to Alexandria, he's welcomed by Daryl, holding a crossbow and aiming it at his head. And Daryl tells him, "What do you want? To try to kill us like those red and white stormtroopers or something?" Eastman tells Daryl that he knows why he's mad, and he has every right to be mad, but he doesn't want to try to hurt him right now. He wants to help him. And Daryl replies, helping what? Just kill another one of us? Eastman says, no. I just want to help you guys stop this war that you're having with my people. And he'll try to get them to stop also. But then we see Maggie hiding behind a tree. And remember, Eastman's outside Alexandria, not inside Alexandria. So that's why she's hiding behind a tree. And Maggie raises her gun and she shoots Eastman in the head. And Eastman dies. And we see Daryl, who says, probably a trap anyway. And he thanks Maggie for saving him, as he was probably going to kill him, even though he wasn't. And Daryl says he's had enough of this. He doesn't want to just be living like cowards in Alexandria Kingdom or like the hilltop. He just wants to live free without none of these idiots trying to kill us every day. Sleeping with one eye open, I'm done with that. And most people agree with him, and Daryl says, if you agree with me, then come on, and let's go kill these cowards. And the people going with Daryl are Nicholas, Spencer, Merle, Eugene, Maggie, Daryl, Negan, Gabriel, Benjamin, Carol, Carl, Aaron, T-Dog, Henry, Dwight, Ezekiel, Simon, Jesus, Ben, and Alden. And we see the Reapers who are just relaxing like normal, because like they don't have to worry about the war right now, because they can clearly outpower most of the Daryl's group, because he's the leader right now. And then a gunshot fires near their base, and they're shocked, and they're looking around, and they don't hear anyone or see anyone, but they do see something else though. A herd of walkers, and that's because of the gunshots coming, and if you're wondering, it's from the group. And then, from the other side, 2 people in Reaper masks come with a guy with a bag on his head. Those are the Dixon brothers, Merle and Daryl. And they take the bag off the person's head, and it's one of the Reapers, Jensen. And they see he's been beaten to death. And then the walkers would start killing the Reapers as they're not paying attention to them. And Daryl ends up capturing Carver with a knife after he tried killing him. But then Carver headbutts Daryl and he kicks him in the face, knocking him to the ground. But then Jesus comes and he pushes Carver off of Daryl and he tackles him down, and then he steps back a little. And he tells Carver if he wants to fight Daryl, he's going to have to get through him first. And why not fight someone you can actually match with and not fight someone when they're injured? And then we get the insane Carver versus Jesus fight we all deserve. And this would be the best fight in the show if it happened. And in this universe, it did. And it is. And both of them destroy each other. But in the end of the fight, Carver is knocked out. And Jesus stands victorious against him. Pope tells the group that they're really dumb just coming here, thinking they can take down what he's built. But then Pamela Milton's here with the Commonwealth, and she says, built what? This dump? Look at our place, and look at yours. Just some filthy old warehouse. You people are dumber than this Alexandria group, or whatever their name is. And then we see Leah beside Pamela Milton. And she tells Daryl and everybody else that just because Morgan helped her live, she's telling them and giving them a chance to go and live and get the chance to grow old and live happily. And Eugene asks, live happily? Really? Are you gonna say live happily? You killed many of our friends, and we're not just gonna be like, oh, that's fine, you can live with it. At least you get to live. No, we're gonna fight for our friends, and we're gonna fight for their happiness and what they would have wanted, revenge. And Eugene says he's not the same old Eugene he used to be, just going around for help, asking help from his old buddies Abraham and Rosita. He's not that guy anymore. He's willing to fight for what he believes. And Aaron tells Pamela they can back down, but they're not backing down from a fight. And they aren't gonna stop until they avenge their friends. And Lance and Pamela and Mercer say, what's their mighty plan? Just get some guys to come out here and blow us up? Well, that ain't happening, is it? And they'd laugh. But then little Timmy and his Dickburg gang come. And they're all armed, and they have rocket launchers with them also. And behind them is another horde of walkers following them. But then Pamela Milton's son, Sebastian Milton, gets bitten by a walker, and then he's eaten alive as the herd continues to run across. Like, they don't run, they just walk and stuff, and they start killing Reapers, Alexandrians, and the guards of the Commonwealth. And Carver also gets eaten alive as he's knocked out, and they can't really do anything to save him. And Negan laughs and he says, well, there goes 2% of the problem. And then he hits Pamela Milton with a bat. And Daryl remembers how Rick and him and the group took down the Saviors, from Rick leading them to victory. And Daryl sees that he's responsible for this victory now. And Daryl and Leah look at each other, and then they both start fighting each other like crazy. And Daryl is a much better and experienced fighter than her, and he's destroying her in this fight. And he's even killing the Reapers while fighting, and the Commonwealth guards. But then Leah shoots Daryl in the hand with a pistol, and Daryl has the disadvantage in the fight now. But then Daryl headbutts her and shoots her back, and both of them are equally injured now. And they both start clashing again. But then Leah shoots Daryl twice, and Daryl's bloody, and he barely has any strength left in him. But then he remembers he can't let this group down, as this group made him their leader. They thought he was worthy of being their leader. They thought he could lead them to victory. And then Daryl gets up with the remaining strength he has left in him, and he smacks Leah in the face, and he raises his gun in tears, and he shoots her over and over until she dies. And the reason Daryl's in pain is not because he killed Leah or from the pain. It's the tears of joy and happiness and he feels worthy of leading this group. And Daryl knows he's not Rick, he's not Morgan, he's not Deanna, he's not any of the other leaders. He's Daryl. He's not a better leader than them. In fact, He's a perfect leader. But then Daryl looks over and sees the chaos that they've caused. But it's worth it. Daryl walks through it like a beast. Daryl looks at the flaming fires and then he starts walking. He sees the group people like Alden killing walkers in the middle of the fire. And he sees Lucille burning from the flames. And the fire spreads on to the forest. And walkers would start getting burnt alive. And basically everything the Reapers had would be destroyed in a pile of dead bodies, with barely anybody left standing. It's just utter madness. And Daryl is looking for anybody, just anybody. Like, he's just looking. He doesn't care if it's a Commonwealth Guard or whoever it is. He just wants to help somebody get out. He doesn't care if it's his people or not, because he wants to save someone that's not Pamela, Milton, or Pope, or Lance, or Mercer, but he wants to try saving anybody that are just following their leader. They don't mean to do this, because in the Commonwealth's eyes, they're the villains. In the Reaper's eyes, they're the villains. And Daryl meets up with the remaining group, but then out of the flames comes Pope and Lance, both smiling at the group. And the Commonwealth Guards would come, and the remaining Reapers would also come. And then Pamela tells the group, all you had to do was leave when we gave you your 2 friends back. But no, you didn't do that. And look what you've done. You've created a hellhole. Spencer tells her, the things you did to my friends and me and Nicholas are unforgivable. You tortured us for days and days. And you didn't even ask us why we were here. You just seemed so into torturing people for no reason. Gabriel says that sin is unforgivable. We could have had peace here if you just had let our friends live. And then we see Dog, who ends up biting Pamela Milton in the face, and then she would run off and hide somewhere while her guards fight off the group. But then Mercer pulls out his gun, and he starts firing holes into Pope, and Pope just dies on the spot. And then Axel would point at where Pamela ran, but then Merle tells them to stop, and he says that it's better if we just leave her out there. She doesn't have anyone. She's gonna die anyway. We don't have to do this. We could just leave her be, which she might end up living, which is a small possibility. If she does end up living, what's she gonna do? Build up another community? I don't think so, because we already killed all of her people in this area. And Merle says, I thought we were all changing. I'm just saying that we should be better for the future, a better one for all of us. And Lance begs for mercy, and Daryl lets him live in the honor of Morgan and Rick and Jim and Abraham and all the others that have fallen. And guys, that'll be it for the series of What If Morgan stayed with Rick in The Walking Dead. I hope you guys enjoyed this series, as this was probably one of my longest ones. And our next story is going to be on what if Shane killed Rick in The Walking Dead. And that story is going to be awesome. Let me tell you that. So, let me tell you something about it in part 1. Bye-bye!